Hello, good evening, and welcome to Positively Positive. And I'm your host, Susan Mintz. I am so excited about tonight's show. Amazing. For those of you that don't know about Positively Positive, we interview people. We interview people who work in places. We interview people with their upcoming events. If there's any common thread with HIV or AIDS, which no, it's not going away, folks. If there's any commonality in any way in your life and you want to talk about it, Positively Positive, the only show like it, is the place for you. Whether it's personal, whether it's a place you work, whether it's a place you don't like working, but you want to talk about it anyway. We don't care. We just know we've tapped into a mainstream of people out there who want to be heard. And tonight's guest is truly a man for all seasons and all times. So that's Positively Positive. And I'm just grateful. I've always said to people that you do not choose your message. Your message chooses you. Nobody chooses to have HIV or AIDS in their life. Nobody. Nobody chooses to have a catastrophic illness in their life or to lose anybody. You don't plan on it, but you can run from it or you can run into it. And for 40 years, I've been running into it. And for 30 years, I've been diving into it. And when an opportunity like Positively Positive came along, yes, this is the show for you. So I want to tell you a little about my guest tonight. He is, I don't know him well enough. I've met him at several events. And when I heard him at the Black Health, Richard O. Jackson Campbell Health Black Health Summit in February, was the first time I truly got to interact with him. And I knew I want him on my show. I do a little research on people, not much. I like people to talk about themselves, and you can always Google a person on Facebook or one of the other social media platforms. But I do enough to know when I see the word hero, that term is thrown around a lot in mainstream media and all over the place, hero. That word is very specific. And when you hear it from others regarding a person, your ears perk up. And you listen. My guest tonight is a speaker, a community activist. He has written books. He has co-founded organizations. He has been in the HIV/AIDS community in South Florida and beyond for decades. His slogan, or one of them, is "Be a champion. Be a champion." For HIV/AIDS, the founder, director, and CEO of Be a Champion for HIV/AIDS. Also big with the youth. And that's where I heard the word hero come in, the youth-centered. He's got another one that says, Speak Out Club. The Speak Out Club and Be a Champion for HIV. This man has so much inside of him to get out. But I want you to know that he may live in Fort Lauderdale, but his spirit and energy is not only in the state, but all over the country. So, yes. Without further ado, I'm going to say to my special guest tonight, Melvin Wright, come on in.
Thank you for having me.
Yay, when technology works, it's a blessing. Hello, Melvin.
Hello.
I could not get into your entire bio that you sent me, or we wouldn't have a show. I would just be reading it. I always ask my guests, the first thing is, where were you born? How did you end up doing what you do? And then education, if you want to get into it. But How did HIV and AIDS become so centric in your life that you've done all these amazing things with organizations and books and being a champion and what's called by some people a hero? So where were you born and how'd you get into this?
Well, I was born in Georgia. I've been here all my life. I was born in Georgia, but I moved here at the age of 6 with my mom and my father. But how I became HIV, a part of HIV, the first part is losing my sister. But I have lost 4 family members to AIDS. So I turned that pain into a passion.
You sure did. So you lost both one sister or family members?
4 family members. I lost,
Four.
I lost my dad, my sister, my stepmom, and my uncle.
Now, when did this happen? Over the what years? Over the what time frames?
In the 90s.
All in the 90s?
My sister, she tracked the AIDS from a guy out of prison. He came home and she started dating him. And that's how it all started.
And were you close with your family members? Did they live near you?
Yes. My sister stayed with my mom.
And where were you living at the time?
In Fort Lauderdale.
So Fort Lauderdale's pretty much been your home your
Yes.
whole life. And you also have a personal commitment to HIV because of the loss of
Yes.
so many family members and probably a few friends along the decades.
Yes, but the closest one is my sister, because like I say, that was my mama only daughter.
Do you have a lot of family there now in Fort Lauderdale?
I still have family members in Fort Lauderdale.
Are you close with them per se?
Yes.
Wonderful. Now, so you got involved. I know you, as I said, we're going to get into the fact that you're a speaker, an author, co-founder. Take me back, what was the first organization or your first impact that you dove in to say, I want to start this or do this?
Well, the first I started with, I seen a lot of other organizations going around and doing it. And I asked them, how can I be a part of what you guys doing? But I got pushed away. People didn't act like they didn't want me to be a part of it. So I took it upon myself and started my own organization. And now the circle had changed. Everybody wants to be a part of what I'm doing.
That's what people who are out front with things happen. We fight like salmon upstream. But once we get up there, we're there. So so you tried for other organizations in the 90s or so to get involved, but they didn't want you. And then you said, I'm going to start my own and go on my own. What was your first organization that you started?
BA Champ. That's my pride and joy.
And that's your platform, isn't it? Be a champion for HIV. Now you speak all over and go to all these conferences like the Black Health Summit, where I met you and where you were right up there. So I want to hear what you had to say there. And so you've written books also. And
I read one book with Dr. Sandra, but I'm getting ready to do another book called Hero, My Community Hero.
That's what I've heard about you. Hero. Do you find that? Pardon me?
Dr. Sandra.
She's wonderful, isn't she? She's been on the show a couple times.
Stuck that name to me.
Yeah. Do you find that there's any specific demographics that you're more geared to? Because I picked up the youth in your bio. I picked up you were very centered with very much.
It's the youth. Because they are our future. I educate the youth with 2 sides of the story. I bring people that are living with the HIV and then I bring the health department, other people, so they got two-story.
Yeah,
So
you
they
find
they
it.
learn from someone that living with the virus, then they learn it from someone that work in the field.
That's great. And as far as your books, I know when you're speaking, but when you were at the Black Health and your other one, that was it. The other one was Speak Out Loud. So you're very independently, organizationally wanting people to know what they can do, where they can go. So that's your thing. It's not about Melvin Wright. It's about giving people the resources they need to get the care they require, correct?
Yes.
Now, you've been involved with this for a few decades. Where have you seen the biggest changes or setbacks? Talk to me on the personal level about what you feel, what you see, and how it's changed.
What I see is I'm gonna tell you the story how I started the Speak Out Club. I'm the maintenance guy, well, the yard guy at Deerfield Beach High School. Well, I used to pick up a lot of condom around the school. So I went to the principal. I went to the principal, Mr. Marlowe, and I asked him, "Hey, Mr. Marlowe," he said, "What, Melvin?" I say, "Can I start an HIV club?" He said, "Sure, why not?" So the Speak Out Club started from there. What's good about the Speak Out Club that the kids are telling other kids about the club. That's what I love, and they are learning, and they not afraid to ask questions.
How old are they?
From ninth grade to
And
12th grade.
is this a formal class or after school or evening? How does this
After school, we meet
from
once
9 to 12?
a month. Yeah. The good thing about the kids, I make sure that the kids are
You meet how
have a
often?
meal. I feed the kid when we
They
meet.
have a meal.
Yeah. I make sure they
That's
eat.
wonderful. And it's 9 to 12 years of age. Is this
That's
in a
ninth
middle school then
grade
that they,
to 12th grader.
from 9 to 12,
From ninth grader
right?
to 12th
So it's high school more?
high school. It's Deerfield
Okay.
School
And where do you teach this?
at Deerfield Beach High School.
Okay, Deerfield. And they gave you the opportunity. Is that where you were working and you saw the
That's where
condoms
I
all over?
work at. That's where I work at.
Are you still there?
Yeah, to December.
Oh, and then what are you going to do? Play golf?
No, I'm gonna do my organization full time.
Now, the other thing is, Melvin, how do you see the demographics? Do you see it more, HIV more in the marginalized communities, the Black and brown, men or women, seniors, children? How are you seeing this epidemic going from where it was a gay man's disease and labeled that to where it's gone?
I would say more to me because I hear the kids talk. They do talk. So for me, I hear the kids speaking on it. So I would say the kids.
And they're receptive, they want to learn.
Yeah, they want to learn.
Do many of the kids have had experiences with family members who have experienced HIV? Is it a minority community? Is it Black or Hispanic?
It all race come to the HIV club.
Really? How many basically come?
Uh, from the biggest number I had was 28 kids.
28?
Yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful. And what are the hour? When is it? Tell me again the time, where it is, once a
It,
month.
it's once a month. It at 3 o'clock at Deerfield Beach High School.
So, and do they have one other thing? Do they have to be in the school themselves as a student, or could a parent come, or could someone else come?
Yeah, basically It's the kid, but what I'm trying to do when I retire, I'm trying to get more speak out club in Broward County School. Right now, I'm Deerfield Beach is the only school where I speak out club in Broward County.
And would you say right now that really is your most proud, that you're proud of, that you stuck in and you didn't give up on it, that you really felt that the children needed to have a
Yeah,
voice?
yeah. It's 9 years since this club been formed.
Oh my, 9 years. You've helped hundreds and hundreds of children. You got books in you, that's for sure. Think about if you'd written those stories, change the names or no names. Think about the stories you've heard.
Yeah. What
Do you
what
do
I
you ever what? Go ahead.
what what I started a scholarship in the honor of my four family member. What the kid have to do is write me an essay. The one that essay that people pick, they get a $500 scholarship.
Aren't you the philanthropist? God bless you. Wow, that's wonderful. But you really have the heart to serve. When you were at the Black Health Summit, refresh me as to what you spoke about, because I was so intense on everything. I want to know what you were speaking about there because it was powerful. And that's why I wanted you on the show.
Well, what I spoke about, the one question was, if you had so much money, what would you do with it? I told them I would educate the kid and I feed the kid because at Deerfield Beach High School, I see a lot of kids. You do not know if they have a meal or not. I will make sure that they eat.
What do you bring? You bring food in for them?
No, but what I'm saying, if I had the type of money that I wish I had, I would make sure the kid eat.
That they had everything they needed to feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
So you have another mission ahead of you. I mean, feeding the children who are impacted, and also with the funding cuts and the programs that are happening. There's a lot of that stuff happening all around the world with our country cutting the funding for that. So it's going to take people many times like you to step up and be able to do more.
That's my goal. I can't wait till I retire.
Oh, how may I ask your age?
June I'll be 63 years old.
Oh, you're a child. Go away. You're just a kid. You're just a kid. And I'm just, so if you had all the money you could, you'd be feeding the children.
And make sure we find some kind of way to end this HIV.
Yeah, how do you think that's going right now, too?
That's right there with the president. Well, my thing is, God have the last word.
But I'm asking you right now in the real world down here, how do you think it's come in the last couple decades?
Uh, it's coming along, but I I feel that we can do a lot more. I think a lot of people don't do what they should do
Hmm.
because I say this all the time. We are in this fight together. Living with HIV or not living with HIV, we are in this fight together. We all have a story to tell. Living with HIV or not living with HIV, it impacts everyone. It's not going
Yes.
nowhere.
Yes.
My
It's
my thing is that people get mad at me when I say this. Everybody ran to get a COVID test, but how many people ran to get an HIV test?
right. And they popped up with a real quick vaccine for COVID, though, didn't they?
Yes,
Why do you think that was so easy to have happen? And 40 years later, we don't have any vaccine.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. And I'd certainly like to ask the right people. Uh,
That's really sad to me though.
It is. It really is sad because the medications certainly help, but you got people out there, they don't even want to get tested. So you got people untested who don't care. They don't want to know, and they're still spreading it around.
Yes. You know what was cited to me this week, last week? Well, this week, last week, I took 9 kids to the World AIDS Museum. And you know what they asked? They wanted home HIV tests so they can give themselves an HIV test for their graduation present.
Oh my goodness, great. Say that one again, Melvin. That is just too profound. Tell that one again.
I took 9 12th graders to the World AIDS Museum. They wanted to get HIV home tests so they can get test themselves for their graduation present.
Would they be allowed to if they're under a certain age where they could get it?
They all 12th graders. They 18 and 17.
So they could technically get them in the mail.
I, they already have them. I went and got them.
Oh, that's marvelous. And how do they feel about how are they? Did you anybody positive or?
They were excited. They hugged me. They were very excited and thanked me.
That's amazing. I mean, I only got to talk to you a little bit, and I didn't when I read your bio, and I'm thinking to myself, all this other stuff and what you're doing is really amazing. I mean, you are the hero for a lot of these kids, that's for sure. When they graduate, Melvin, do you keep in touch with them? How does that work? Because you've been doing it 9 years.
Some of them, I run into them and they thank me. They still thank me.
Have any of them become positive and you counsel them?
No, I know of.
Not that you know of. And how have their families been with that? Have they been receptive to what you're doing?
But I can't really say, but I haven't had no bad feedback about it. So
Now, and what does the school say? And how do you think you'll be able to get more of these programs in more schools, not just in Broward, but if you got some visibility on what you're doing, there's a whole door that could open all over the country.
That's is my goal. What I have to do is have people to share their story, some kind of way, send me their stories. So when I do go talk to the school, I can present, hey, this is the person that are living with HIV. This is their story. I have a club in Deerfield Beach High School for 10 years. I have a club for this school for 9 years or what may be.
Well, that's what's good is when your show is going to air, we will let you know. And when it airs, you would have something that you would physically be able to show the principles, what you're talking about and where you are and what you've done. I mean, this would be a platform for you to be able to use to get your story out about what you're doing.
Yeah, we just got to stick with it and have all hands on deck.
Oh, of course you're going to stick with it. You couldn't do anything else. It's in your blood, literally, not literally, literally. So
my thing is the most important thing to me. We got to start getting the local leaders involved in HIV.
Yep.
It start with
what? What were you going to say?
I say it start with the local leaders.
Yeah. The local media doesn't even cover the AIDS walks anymore, testing day. The media doesn't, even local, no matter what people are doing. They're not covering it. Never mind national.
Yep. We just got to get. Go ahead.
Why do you think that it's become so complacent? Do you think the medications have caused it to be so complacent?
Maybe uh, some way. The medication is better than, well, when my sister passed away, the medication wasn't, she didn't even have a chance to get on the medication.
Right. Melvin, can you put some light on? Because now you're very dark and you're sitting up. There you
Oh,
go.
hold
Just
on.
sit down a little more. That's it. Put some light on. Oh, that's much better. Oh, that's there. Hi, Melvin. Let's start over. This was so good. There you are. Wonderful. I want our guests to have the best. So it was for a little while. I'm wondering where'd Melvin go? But anyway, yeah, I think the medications have kind of literally drugged people into a state of complacency where if I get it, I can take a pill. If I don't get it, fine. If I want, I think it's all backwards. And then have you been aware of the funding cuts or the grants or the money for HIV in the different CDC, NIH, any of that?
Yes, I've been reading it, but I haven't read it in a while. But I need to get up on it because a lot of people get grants. Where all my money come from.
Where?
You know where my money come from? My
Where?
pocket. My
Yes,
pocket.
that's right.
I don't get no grants.
Nope. You're praying you keep your Social Security. I know. I've been paying out of my pocket for 30 years. This is what I do. And the money would still be given back into the community too. But that's where I am. I'm not a grant. I'm a little individual widow in Boca Raton. Just found Richardo came along and said, "You want to do this show?" I said, "Yeah, I want to do this show." He said, "Let's do it." So that's why this happened. But will there be a breakthrough one day? Yeah. So the Melvin Wrights in this world and the Richardo Jacksons and all the other hundreds and thousands of people who have a passion to help, yeah, we'll do it. And we won't have to ask the government for a nickel because
Nope.
they're not going to be there to help you.
Nope.
There's people in, that's what say God chose you for this mission with the children, with the feeding, with even the finances you have to be able to do what you do. God put HIV in your life for a purpose and you have run with it. So other thing, where else do you speak about certain topics? I mean, what would be the number one? You said speak out loud. Is that your big one?
I have a HIV ministry at my church.
You have an HIV ministry at your church?
Yep.
What do you do there?
Well, once in December, I have guest speakers come out and tell their story living with HIV to the church.
That's wonderful. Once a year they do it?
Yep, every December. I've been doing it for the last years
Where is your church?
in Fort Lauderdale.
And you have a lot of friends. You probably network with a lot of people all over South Florida, but do you have people you network with around the country?
No, just a lot of Florida, Fort Lauderdale, and I made my way to West Palm Beach with Ricardo.
Yeah, you did. You made your way to Boca with me too, honey.
Yeah.
You're slowly trailblazing all the way up the coast.
Yep.
But again, when you have your platform, will it be HIV with the youth, or will it just be getting tested, know your status, get on your medication? What will be all of it?
It'll be given back to the community because I'm gonna tell you this: HIV had opened a lot of doors for me. I'm able to give back to the community. Each year at Thanksgiving, me and my two friends, we do a turkey drive. We drive through the community and give out turkey. Christmas, we do a toy drive through the community. We give out toy to the kids. We do haircut, back to school haircut for the kids. We do book bag for the kids.
And is
We
that
do
predominant? Is that mostly in Deerfield?
no in Fort Lauderdale, all through the community.
But I'm saying in Deerfield or where is it mostly?
Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, you're in Fort Lauderdale with this.
Yeah.
So you do who donates the turkeys?
We have people that donate the turkey. My friends, people that we reach out to, they donate turkey. We do over 35 turkey with sides, with macaroni, cheese, cornbread. We do it all.
And you give it out. How do you give it out?
We drive through the community.
Well, but 35 is still not going to feed 350. So how do you determine who gets?
The first come, first serve. We drive through the community. Whoever we see out, that's who we give the turkey to.
And probably every year they know to look for you.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they call you the turkey man. You got it. And at Christmas, you do something also.
We do a tour drive. We drive through we give tours to the kids.
Tours?
Tours. Toys.
All right, say it again.
Toys.
Toy. Oh,
yeah.
Toys. You do a toy drive and give it to the kids also.
Yeah.
Boy, they must love you. They must just run up to you and hug you. What other organizations besides those two? Because you've got a lot in your bio. What other places have you been involved in?
I do light up 6 trunk.
What is it?
When we light, like you turn on the light?
Yeah.
6 trunk.
Okay, and what is that?
We do a tour drive through the community. How
often do you do that? How often do you do that?
December.
Oh, December's a big month for you.
Yes, December is the big thing.
And you have 2 friends that work with you and they help, they drive through and they do it too?
Yeah.
That's great.
We get bicycle away.
You get bicycles away?
Yep.
You are interesting. I didn't realize when I said, Melvin, you want to be on my show? I didn't realize I was going to get all this. I mean, it's amazing. But I want to know what other places you've spoken or what else you have in the pipeline that you know you want to do.
The only thing I have in my pipeline is do a documentary and do another book.
Do a documentary?
Documentary.
Yeah, that would be really good for you. That would be able to really give visibility to your organizations and your programs. I'm sure, again, after this interview airs, I mean, there's so much involved from your family members being deceased from AIDS and your involvement with the youth and feeding the children and an after school program and teaching them, and you saw the condoms all over the place and said, we got to do something. I mean, this is a document. What you did tonight with me, what you're doing, this is your documentary. When this airs, you can download it. You put it on a CD or a flash drive and you show this to people because you're a documentary right now. I'm interviewing you as we would a documentary.
Well,
and a hero. We should play that theme. A hero remember that song? I need a hero. There you are. What's that you're holding up?
My logo.
What is it? I can't see it this way.
It,
What
it,
is it?
it, it, it represents my 4 family member I lost from AIDS. It's 4 red ribbons.
Oh, you wear that every day.
Yep. And I
And
create a HIV ring too.
well, now you got a jewelry line. Here you go, Melvin. When you have the money, the price of gold's going up. But really, you got books, you got a documentary, you want to feed people, and now you got a jewelry line. I mean, all of this happened because I went up and said, Melvin, and I chased you down, I think, a few times. I do that with some of my guests because, I mean, I have the time. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, don't take me that seriously. It just happened. But I do. I chase you down and I email and I continue because I know when I got somebody that's important, and not to say one's not more important than the other, but I knew when I saw you at the Black Health Summit. Did you go last year to that?
No, that this year was my first time.
And Ricardo asked you to speak.
Dr. Sandra asked me to speak.
All right. But you were part of a panel, weren't you?
Yes.
So she asked you. She's great. So in other words, when you're a multimillionaire, that's what you're going to do. You're going to have all these causes and everything. What's your next book? What's your book with Sandra called?
What is it? Life at the End of the Tunnel.
What is it?
Life at the end of the tunnel.
Life at the end.
Yeah, at the end of the tunnel. What that book represents, it represents somebody that living with HIV, then represents somebody that took that pain and turned into a passion.
Life at the End of the Tunnel. Life at the End of the Tunnel. Is it available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble?
Yes.
Where? Well, Amazon. Amazon?
Yes.
And the other thing is, can we put up how people can reach you, a personal email or organization? How can people reach you? And say that slowly because we want to put that up.
954 740 2146.
$954.
Yeah.
Yes.
740.
Finish it up for me. 95.
Hold on. 1 second.
And your email or on Facebook, people can reach you. We want all that.
Oh.
Because people are going to be contacting you. Really?
Oh,
Your financial advisor might be on the other end of this interview, honey. What are you doing?
Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to load.
You just tell me the number again. 954.
I want to make sure I got it right.
It's your phone number, Melvin.
Oh, it's my business.
How about on Facebook?
954 74 2146.
2146. And what about social media, Facebook? How do you have an organization they can reach you through?
Let me type that in.
Because I was able to find you, Melvin Wright, on Facebook, and boy, your bio came up big. So you have plans for the future to help. What is your next book going to be called?
Hero.
Hero?
Yeah, community hero.
Here's your business number. We've got it right down there. And on Facebook, they can reach you. I know I have it written down somewhere, but Melvin Wright on Facebook, they can find all out about you. So you're all right. Melvin left for a moment. We'll get him right back. So Melvin just does an awful lot in the community. He just, oh, here it is. There it is. BAM, be a champ. Yeah, I can't read it. BEACHAMPAID.HIVINC at gmail.com. Melvin is one of those people who just has a passion to serve. He started out having lost family members, and he realized that he had to get involved. And he hasn't stopped since the 90s. And then he got with the school system in Deerfield Beach, 9th to 12th grade. And he's been working there. And he said to the principal, he said he wanted to have an after-school HIV class, or he wanted to talk to the kids about HIV because he was finding condoms all over the school grounds. And that meant that they were having sex. And these are young kids, 14 through 18. So he approached, and at first it was a battle. They didn't want to hear from it, but he persisted. And now, and people weren't calling him, he was swimming upstream. And now people are calling him, just like I did, to be on this show. He said if he had the resources, the money to do whatever he wanted, it would be to feed the children. He does a toy drive at Christmas. He does handing out turkeys at Thanksgiving. Melvin Wright, you can look for him on Facebook, and you can find him there in the phone number. But he is truly a hero. And I'm grateful for him. And thank you for watching and making this show so successful. I'm Susan Mintz, and you've been watching Positively Positive. And I'm always going to be committed to love. All our guests are committed to love. But I thank them, and I thank all of you so much, because it's stories like this that make it work. Thank you, and so long for a little while.